dude, I'm telling you, this show is funny.
Like, it's hard to get me to watch.
If you went to like the new,
I don't watch TV.
TV's hard to watch because you're just kind of like, you're not Seinfeld. Get out of my face.
I've probably tried
Seinfeld.
on purpose 3 separate comedies, TV shows in the last probably 5 years.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Ugly Americans and Scrubs. Those are the only new comedies I started watching in the last 5 years.
Scrubs is amazing.
Isn't that over?
It ended, yeah.
Okay.
The last season I actually thought was really good, but no audience followed over to the new season because it was a new cast except for a handful of people.
Really?
But it was the same.
An interesting idea.
But the writing, well, the thing is that Zach Braff, which is the guy that plays JD, the guy with the fugly hair and everything, basically he wanted to get off the show. He was sick of being on it.
I would imagine.
So halfway through, he's saying that he signed up for the first half of the season, and he said he'd come back if it did well, and it didn't. So the only returning characters really were Dr. Kelso, which is like the head of the entire hospital, which is no longer in the newest season, who also retired an entire season beforehand, who was basically in the show for no reason at this point, besides to be the old guy that says dirty stuff that's all funny.
Okay.
And then Dr. Cox and the black guy, Turk.
That's
so like you have one big one big dramatic guy love semi-gay moment between JD and Turk where they do the montage like it's guy love and they're slow motion running at each other, and then basically JD's off the show. So it's the 3 people and then a whole new cast of people, but they all fill sort of slots from the old cast, so it still feels like the same show.
So it's just kind of like...
And they actually were really fun people on the stage, but no one even gave it a shot. It was weird.
Well, it's kind of hard if you're watching, it's like watching a show for 6-7 years, and then suddenly it's like, hey guys, half that cast is gone. You want to keep watching?
I knew the show was in trouble when halfway through the season, there was just that big gap they do on shows that aren't getting enough ratings. So like, oh, we'll bring it back after a bunch of advertising.
Yeah.
Which worked for V, but I'm pretty sure it's never worked for any other show in history.
Did it work for V? Is that still going on?
V had 4 or 5 channels.
I thought they canceled that.
Yeah, it had 4 or 5 channels and they stopped it for 2 months and did a show of advertising. Yeah, I could try to get you to watch it.
Yeah.
That was
They stopped it for 2 months and then they brought it back. And yeah, they did a whole second season and it got renewed for a third season already.
Really?
Yeah.
Just a show about being deceived?
It is a pretty fucking fun show.
I remember watching the first 2 episodes and I kind of felt, well, I already know the secret, I'm done.
The secret's not the point. The point is that
they're trying to
basically they're forming sort of like a terrorist organization, basically in order to try to terrorist freedom fighter, whatever you want to call it, to basically fight back against the V's because everyone on the planet still thinks they're good.
It's like they ruined the first climax though.
Well,
you gotta wait 2 years for the next one.
It surprised you though, you know the secret in the first episode, but both seasons ended in massive fucking ways where the moment the season ended I could not stop thinking about it for a few days.
Really?
It was like the end of a Lost season. It
was
was,
a little bit.
a fucking Fringe season, the last episode of this new one.
Oh yeah.
You saw that, right?
Yeah.
That character never existed. Okay.
Wait, you can't. Oh, you can't. Yeah. But Fringe always does that though. They always put you in that position where you're like, I understand. No, you don't. It slaps it in your face. You're like, I don't understand. Why is everything happening like this? It's they did that especially since season 2. Season 2 was that was oh, I remember. He's gone. It's like, whoa. Wait, what's going on here? Because I remember distinctly something happening, and it wasn't this. And it was well, it changed.
And they just hit you with these things that you just do not expect what's going to happen in a given episode.
But Fringe is kind of that weird, you can't really figure out pseudoscience, so they kind of take you for a spin on that.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of oh, you're starting to understand, but it's science!
Yeah.
And they're damn science! Always with the theories!
And they're having to make all these completely absurd sort of science fiction / pseudoscience things feel tangible in a way that a lot of real stuff doesn't.
Yeah, and that's what's kind of worse about it. I don't really like the fact that there's another world out there. No, there's not. We'll make you believe there is. And the rest of the time you're sitting there what's other me doing? Other me make a good decision. Make money. Wait, I can't get that money because it's another world. Damn it!
And they'll basically
other me think of that plan in a better way.
Don't do drugs, don't do drugs, don't do drugs. Oh man, my skin.
And they'll just hit you with these things you do not expect to see in an episode. Things that you can't even really necessarily think of. I just saw an episode where the opening scene was that butterflies came out of the vents.
Oh, they started cutting people.
They start slicing this guy up with their wings and shit.
Yeah.
And he actually hit one with the newspaper, and he just barely touched the wing and sliced him up, and they're all swarming him and shit like that. he like flies out the window and it's like
They're
they
the
were
butterflies.
never actually existed.
Yeah, it's all like in
They
your
were in
mind. It's all like
his head.
psychosis kind of
Yeah.
thing. And it's like,
And,
wait,
like,
what? You can
yeah.
cause like, and they were talking about like how they were actually contusions. Like they were, you couldn't do that yourself, kind of stuff. And you're like,
It was
how would you
literally
do that?
like
It's
his mind was destroying his body.
his mind
like,
was causing gashes, and you're
like
like,
they show later, they put this guy on drugs and like hypnotized him and basically told him that an ice cube was burning coal. They touched the ice cube to his neck, and when he took it away, it was all like seared and shit.
yeah, they basically like
And
tricked him
it's
into thinking that ice was like fire, and it was like you can like tell your body something else and it would believe it, and it was like
so what
That's
show is this?
crazy.
Fringe.
It's
And
from the
it's-
It's from the J.J. Abrams, just
Yeah.
guy that did Cloverfield, Mission Impossible 3,
He did that
Super
too,
8,
Super 8,
and
yeah.
Lost.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So
he's one of
really
those.
good at,
He's one of those kind of guys that really likes throwing people around.
He's one
Like-
of those. He's one of those directors
He likes it
where
rough.
just having his name on something makes you want to watch it because even if it's not even good, it'll be weird.
Yeah, that's what I kind of
Like-
liked about Fringe was the idea that you're just sitting there and you're like, well, okay, I'm okay, I give it a little thought, sure, I think about telekinesis, blah, 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 X-Men are cool, blah, and it's like,
They're cool.
and it's like, well, and then you watch it and you're sitting there like, this old guy is insane,
Oh jeez.
but he's awesome!
Yes, he
Look
is.
at him doing that with goats! And it's just like,
And
he's
that
sitting
guy,
there
that
like,
guy was in LA.